Hi, in this video, I will be talking about the advantages of games, and also the psychological factors of game. In the item 1, it will be about the disadvantages of playing game. As we know, there are many different disadvantages, but in this task, I only refer to 4 of them. They are excess playing time, social isolation, cost, education. In the excess playing time, we know very well that games are developed to be very addictive. All the exciting features such as storyline, leveling system, and achievements make it really difficult for gamers to stay away from their keyboards. This leads to excess playing time, which results into many problems toward reality. The problems caused by excess playing time include health and well-being, social isolation, cost and education. Social isolation. In the fantasy world of an online game, gamers can freely explore, fight, and make friends to other players. However, when they look back to reality, they actually isolate themselves from the society. They may have many friends online which they interact and chat with on daily basis, but they might not even have feel in reality. Admittedly, that it is difficult for gamers, especially heavy gamers, to stop playing games, but it is even more difficult for them to get back to their real world. Games, especially action and high-speed racing games, which require high level of concentration, can cause bad behaviors for no reason, such as anger and impatience. These make it even more difficult for gamers to get on with people in reality. When we talk about playing game and the disadvantages of it, we can't exclude the cost of playing game. With just a careless thought, we might think it is not expensive to play game. However, when we think with a long-term vision, it can be really costly. Although the cost for the hardware and equipment, such as a game console, computer, modem, and games, are not that great, the maintenance cost is relatively high. When mentioned about the maintenance cost, we have to think about the new games that come out every month, which are really expensive, can be from 25 to £45 per copy. The internet connection that we have to pay for, the internet provider every month, electricity, subscriptions if you play online game. In addition, gamers won't be able to make any income during their playing time unless they are very wealthy. Otherwise, most will be in debt or living off benefit. Playing games also affect education. Playing games greatly affect educational results. From personal experience of being a heavy gamer, I can say that gamers would think about nothing but the games that they play. There will be no time for anything apart from games. As we all know very well, if we don't study, do the homework and revise for exam, we will learn nothing and won't be able to pass the exam. And those are the disadvantages of playing game. However, games do have advantages, and there are few of them in the second task that I'm talking about now. The first, we have to talk about the hand-eye coordination. What is hand-eye coordination? Hand-eye coordination is a great combination that helps us to get things done on daily basis. For example, when we have finished reading a page in a book, our hands turn to the next page so we can continue reading. It is very similar with playing games. Our actions depend on what we see on screen. With moving and changing games, such as action and racing games, our mind is always on alert to deal with things that suddenly happen. For example, quick turn on a block that we have to do to block an attack from enemy. Our hands and eyes adapt and reflect quicker to these situations or familiar situations when they happen again. It's in If it only benefited us for the games that we play, then there would be nothing to talk about. However, it also benefits our real life and society. We unconsciously improve our hand-eye coordination in real life. For example, we quickly sweep the car to avoid an obstacle the moment we see it. We instantly and correctly catch a ball when it comes toward our direction. Brain training game is also an interesting thing and really beneficial thing to talk about when we talk about the benefits of playing game. Playing brain training games to improve our brain performance is a controversial topic. A leading company um, in this field that produces the brain training games is Nintendo. Although there is no obvious evidence that playing these games can make us smarter, it is unarguable that these exercises can stimulate our brain activities, connections, and improve our memory. Brain training games with different exercises involve mathematics and puzzles help our brains to be more active and alert. As we play these games, we force our brain to think and recall information and memory that has been deeply hidden in our brain. The more we play, the more information that our brains recalls, which then can be saved in the long-term memory. Playing games also impact on our futures. Games are developed in different types to suit different groups of gamers. For example, teenage boys are likely to be interested in action games, whereas the middle-aged and elderly gamers would be really happy sitting on their couches to solve puzzles. When I'm mentioning about future impact, I refer more to the younger generation, which have to think and plan for their future to come. Regardless of the game types that they play, each game genre has its own unique benefits, such as action game improves reflection, whereas strategy game requires thinking and planning skills. Games can help players realize their strengths and interests, which they can invest and make a future career out of. For example, people good at strategy games have good analytical and managing skills, can be really good in working from managerial role. Players interested in dancing game might turn it in their real-life career. When looking at the big picture, we can see that game industry greatly contributes to the society. It is expected to be 65.9 billion US dollars worldwide in 2011. Whether it directly or indirectly contributes to the society, it is unarguable that the game industry greatly benefits the society and people living in it. That's all about the disadvantages and the advantages of playing game. Now we are moving to the psychological factors that make games interesting and addictive. First, we have to talk about the use of sound. Background music and the sound greatly contribute to the success of a game. They acoustically deliver the character, surrounding environment, and interactive objects around the character. For example, the player um, the player hears the sound of the wind when his character passing a crop field. If he pays more attention to the sound, he will also hear his character footsteps and breath. They all make the game more realistic, which make players unconsciously addicted to the game and carry on playing. Competitive games are also a really good factor that make game more addictive and interesting. It is our human instinct to compete with other humans and other animals in the wild and nature. Almost every game has competitive features such as leaderboard, high score listing, player versus player, and etc. These features have intentionally been included in games to rise up and stimulate the player's competitive instinct. Gamers want to play, to fight, and to win. The glory in the game in the fantasy world gives winners the victorious feeling in real life, which makes them come back for more, whereas losers won't give up and keep playing and practicing to get better and to win. When talking about the psychological factor of the game, we can't exclude the leveling system, which was once mostly used in strategy and role-playing games. However, most of modern games now have this system. If the leveling system in role-playing game lets players to train and build their character into a stronger character by increasing the attributes such as strength, stamina, energy, endurance with better armors and weapons, then racing and action games come with leveling systems that allow players to experience new features and achievements. For example, new map, new cars that will be unlocked when completed a number of races. Regardless of which leveling system that a game has, it still attracts gamers and keeps them coming back for more. So that's all about the disadvantages and the benefits of playing game along with the psychological factors that make game interesting and more addictive. Um, I hope you get a good understanding about these features. If anything not clear enough, you can clarify it by reading the text from this document. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.